Welcome into another edition of Training Ground Dispatch here on the SDH Network, presented by Kaiser Permanente. I'm Madison Crews. Joined with me is one of the voices of Atlanta United in Jason Longshore. We're here at the Children's Healthcare of Atlanta Training Ground, getting you ready for tomorrow's matchup where Atlanta United will be hosting Atlas in their third match of Leagues Cup Phase 1. After that loss against Pumas, it makes it so Atlanta United is mathematically out of moving on to the next round of Leagues Cup, but it's still an opportunity to get 3 points at the Benz and get an opportunity to get things going, especially heading back into league play on Saturday against Montreal. Yeah, look, it's 90 minutes of competitive soccer against an opponent who's going to be very motivated, trying to find the same kind of things. They're eliminated as well, but you have Gonzalo Pineda making his return to the Benz. It'll be great to see Gonzalo. He was always so good to us during his time here in Atlanta. I'm looking forward to seeing who takes advantage of the opportunity. You never know when you get these chances. And if you're a young player, if you're a player on the fringe, if you're somebody who maybe hasn't played as much as you think you should, okay, show it. This is the chance now in a competitive match that does count, and people are going to be in the building and people will be watching all over the world. Show what you have. And whether that's somebody like Will Reilly, who we'll hear from here in just a bit, whether that's somebody like Jamal Tiare, whether that's somebody like Cayman Togashi, you never know. And you never know what happens in this, because if you play well, you can change the perception of your game, of your spot in the team, and you can earn more time down the road. Well, speaking of that, we did get the chance to catch up with Will Reilly. We also had the chance to catch up with assistant coach Kenny Miller, who will be the head coach for tomorrow's matchup since Ronnie Dyla picked up that red card after that Pumas match in Orlando. But here's what they had to say about the matchup tomorrow. When you look at Atlas and the way that they play, what jumps out to you? What do you guys have to do well tomorrow?
Close the middle, defend well. You got a lot of numbers inside. Good technical players, so just moving feet defensively, being sharp, winning balls, and then playing forward quickly and transition. Quality on the ball.
You never know when opportunities come when you're trying to break in. How big of a game is this for somebody like you who's trying to get more regular minutes with the team?
Big, for sure. Yeah, I'm always every opportunity is a big opportunity for me. So, like I said, really. Same approach for any game for me.
What do you think you've learned the most this season?
As an individual player?
As an individual, yeah.
For me, the biggest thing has been, I think I've mentioned this before, but the focus for 90 minutes, like being locked in the whole time you're out there, because you switch off for a second and good players punch you.
How is Kenny different than Ronnie in terms of coaching, since he's going to be in charge tomorrow night?
I think they're similar in a lot of ways. They're both competitors and they both want to win. That's the most important thing. Kenny is more involved. He's more expressive a lot of the time. So,
how important is a game like this for somebody like Will Reilly, who's going to get that opportunity we would expect?
Listen, Will's been absolutely outstanding for me in the games that he's played, whether it be from the start and the couple of appearances that he's made, or coming on and impacting the game. I thought even on Wednesday night, I think he'd done everything right. So he's one of those players that we're alluding to that probably deserves some that start. Again, been nothing but impressed by the appearances, the starts that he's been making and the strides he's made over the course of the season. So absolutely no doubt that he can step in and do the job, more than capable of doing the job. So yeah, it's an opportunity for him. It's been a short period of time with Inea, but how have you seen him kind of integrate into the group? Straight away he's came in and he's been exactly what we wanted. He's stepped in, he's not taken him too long to settle. Obviously in terms of fitness and minutes, it's about getting him up to speed. You've seen on Wednesday night he gave everything for the cause, and he was just dead at the end of it, so we had to get him off, and it left us a little bit like bare at the back. But he's been great, speaking, integrating with the players, contributing in meetings to how we can improve and things we can be better at. So really looking forward to working with him moving forward and really getting him up to speed so we can see the best of him.
What are some of the challenges that Atlas brings to you guys for tomorrow's match?
Listen, they're a good team. Like the first two teams we've played, very, very technical, good players in their team, aggressive in the press. They want to come in hard and they want to win the ball back. Obviously, it's a previous coach as well, so there's always that added edge to a game. So he'll want to come here and show that his team are are capable of competing. But it's up to us to face all these challenges. I mean, we know exactly what we're going to be facing. We know it's going to be tough, but again, I know results have not shown it, but we've been playing some really, really good stuff of late. You know, it's been pretty frustrating that we've not managed to get that win, because I feel we've been doing everything but that. You know, so it's important that we keep progressing with that, we keep moving the thing forward. Obviously there's been new signings that came in over the transfer window as well, and I think they'll help the current group towards the end of the season. So yeah, big challenge against a good team, but it's one we're really looking forward to.
I'd love to get your perspective on how you've seen the young players handle this season and how they're maybe handling the adversity that the club's dealing with right now.
You know, I think when you're a younger player and you're itching for your opportunity and to get the chance to play in the team, whether it be from the start or coming off the bench, I would like to think they play with a little bit less fear than maybe the more experienced players who have been over the course and distance with it. I mean, again, you talk about Will Reilly, you talk about Luke Brenner. I thought Luke's been excellent since he's came in. You know, he's really, I think he's made big strides this season since the boss came in, and he's really kind of taking on that role. Always works super hard for the team. You know, he's a really good team player, but I think he's so close to getting his goal as well. When he comes in and he hits the post the other week there, it was a big moment for him. But again, he's knocking on the door every single day, every single game that he plays. He's getting on that score sheet. But you see, he's contributing to the team. He comes on in Toronto, he wins the penalty. He has an assist in the next game. You know, he's looking a threat. So he's really, really grown and developing. I mean, unfortunately for Jay, he's picked up an injury. He was another one that was looking a real player in our team at that moment. And Matt Edwards, you know, he made his debut in the first game of the season. You know, hadn't played, makes his debut, and he actually played so many games. Again, he's one of these guys that, as a younger player, when we were asking a lot of him, you know, he was somebody playing maybe different positions and things, and he's just picked up a couple of like niggly injuries. And unfortunately for us, that's been a story of the season with the defenders. Normally the defence is your platform for success, and unfortunately for us, we've had to make a lot of changes. Full-backs, centre-backs, even in-game, you know, like it's quite rare that you take 3 your back 4 off, you know, in any game of football. You don't really see it. I guess I say it's the stability and the platform of the team to get to go and allow the attacking players to go and win the game. But we've been unlucky with that, and Matt's been another one, but I thought he's been excellent. Playing, like I say, left back, right centre-back, he's adapted to every role, and that's only good for him. It can only be helpful in his development as a player, and hopefully it's going to be a long successful career.
Kenny Miller's going to be taking the reins for tomorrow's matchup. He'll be taking the place of Ronnie Deila. It was interesting getting to hear Will talk a little bit about how similar both him and Ronnie Deila are. So it'll be kind of like having Ronnie Deila on the pitch as well.
Yeah, different voice, and I think we got some of that in the conversation with Kenny. You know, he's going to come at it in a different way, but I think they have the same perspective on the game. Obviously, they've worked together for a good bit of time now. It's going to be a good experience for Kenny to get that chance to lead the team in the Benz and to do media and all the different things that you do when, you know, he wants to be a manager someday, and we'll get that opportunity, just like Efrain Juarez was an assistant with Ronnie and now is in charge of Pumas. Kenny is going to have his own team one day, so to get these kinds of opportunities, it's good for him to get that. It's good for him to do a pregame speech. It's good for him to do the postgame conversation. It's good for him to do media, just like it is for Will Reilly to get this opportunity to play and be a focal point in this team. I'm really curious to see the lineup. I'm really excited to see who gets the opportunity and who takes advantage of it. You can never really know when your spot in a team can change. And sometimes it's a game like this one that everybody's going into it like, oh, I don't know what we're doing. I don't know what we're going to get out of this. You need to get something out of it. And it's going to be a really big opportunity, I think, for some in the group, whether we're talking Kenny, Will, or others, to make their place here in this team.
I think it was interesting, you know, you asked Kenny Miller a little bit about the homegrowns this season, a lot of the young players who've stepped up in big moments. You know, Matt Edwards getting his first debut and start for the club as well earlier this season. Will Reilly coming into the fold. Jay Fortune as well, making a really, really good start to the season as well before picking up the injury. You've seen these homegrowns really take charge this season in particular and seeing what they can bring to the team as well. And they are also competing for minutes too and showing, hey, like I can make an impact on this team and I can help you in the long run. And it's really important in a match tomorrow as well to have that opportunity to showcase it. Jaden Hibbert's another one too, stepping in and helping out in Toronto when Brad couldn't step in as well when he had the injury as well. Like, you're having these homegrowns step up and take charge and make the coaching staff say, hey, I'm here, I'm ready to go.
Yeah, homegrowns, young players, you know, again, it's a big opportunity. I think having somebody like Kenny who went through those things as a player in his career, and Ronnie went through it as well, they're able to see how guys who are maybe on the fringe are handling it. They're able to sometimes, and especially in Kenny's role, sometimes, go over and put that arm around that player and motivate them and give them that backing of, you're doing all the right things. Your time will come. Or sometimes get into them and say, look, you need to do a little bit more. You need to make it a tougher decision for us. So it's always good to have those different kinds of voices. And I'm really intrigued to see, and just after what we heard today, how it's a little different with Kenny and Ronnie. And I'm really intrigued to see how those homegrowns continue, because it has been a tough season. And it's been a tough season for all of them. They've seen some players that they've grown up with, leave the club. That's tough. They've seen somebody like Jay get injured. That's tough. So Will, Matt, these guys, Luke, Jaden, not a homegrown, but, about the same age. Yeah. These guys have been fighting and scratching and clawing, and tomorrow could be a little bit of that opportunity of what's to come for them.
Pre-game's going to start at 6:30 p.m. with myself and Abe Gordon. Then we'll toss it over to Mike Conti and Jason Longshore. They're going to have the call shortly afterwards around 7:40 p.m. as Atlanta United hosts Atlas in their third matchup in Leagues Cup. We're going to have all the coverage here on the SDH network as well, so make sure you guys are following us all over social media. We'll be covering everything throughout the day and getting y'all what you need to know before the matchup tomorrow.